Welcome to the KrisCross Corner podcast.
Welcome back to the KrisCross Corner podcast. This is your host, Christopher Canty. And before we start, shout out to all the members of the KrisCross Corner podcast Facebook group. Thank you for your support. But you can also help by sending in a monetary donation, $5 a month. Anchor.fm/KrisCrossCorner/support. $5 a month pays me and the great debaters for future episodes. It also gives us money for food tours, money for equipment, and also money for this tier list we're about to do right now. Idea given in by one of our great friends from Washington State. Shout out to my main man who said, let's do the NFL tier list again. He wanted to remain anonymous for this episode. And we have our great, I want to say great, but we have one of the great debaters, pales in comparison to all the other tall people we have on the show.
You know what?
We have Christopher Byrd from the Great Debaters here, live in the studio.
Are you like seriously?
Yes, you're live in the studio. Aren't you happy to be here?
I'm live in the studio, but you can't even say I want to say he's great.
I mean, we're not recording like live on YouTube because they don't want to see you in the booster seat, but it's okay. It's all right, Chris.
You know what? The more things change, the more they stay the same. But you know what? It's good to see you live in the flesh.
It's good to see you too, Chris.
Yeah, it's good to see you too. You know, it's not good to see the Detroit Lions on my football on my screen on a Sunday afternoon like it will be tomorrow. But we're going to get into that a little bit later.
We will, and I'm just gonna. I don't know. I'm just gonna put them already in the.
Let's
just put them.
Yeah, let's just say to people some time. Let's not even try to play spoiler. Let's just put. Look at what the teams we put on there.
Yeah, well, first we got to explain what we're going to do. We're doing a tier list of the NFL teams, National Football League. So we have, 32 teams in the NFL.
More like 31.
That's true. 16 teams in the AFC, 16 teams in the NFC.
Yeah, more like 15.
And then the two winners from both conferences go to the Super Bowl. Now we have God tier up at the top. Those are the ones that are guaranteed a Super Bowl.
Oh, well, that's
so brace yourselves. And we have great, they'll go to the playoffs. They're great teams, but they're not God tier. We have good teams, which are, if they show up on your TV guide, you're like, oh, I might watch that game. Those kind of teams. Then you have average, I'm like, maybe, bad. Then we have trash teams. And then we have, why the hell are they a team?
I think the last tier just need to be changed to the Detroit Lions.
No, there's more teams that are going to join the Lions down there. So
that's fair enough.
Just putting that out there. Spoiler alert. But anyway, live in the studio, Chris. Don't you like being live in the studio?
I do, man.
It beats being on Zoom.
It really does. There's no delays.
Right.
There ain't no lags. None of those things.
What? But
I'm just saying, man.
So we're going to start off with the first team in the slot, in the hot seat, which is the Tennessee Titans, AFC South. What you think?
I mean, can you name one other person on the Titans other than Derrick Henry? All right, let's move on to the Miami Dolphins.
The Miami Dolphins. I'm gonna put their schedules and their rankings so we can, be non-biased.
I mean, their whole wide receiver core is injured. Derrick Henry's out for the year. Defense is all right. Tannehill was a bust when he was in Miami. He's all right when it comes to Tennessee, but they're just there. It's for people who are in Nashville, Tennessee. If they cannot catch a Nashville Predators game, they said, hey, we have the Titans. let's go over there. While we wait for the door to open for the Grand Ole Opry so we can watch Carrie Underwood and Luke Combs and other country artists who I do not care to watch live and in person.
That's true.
I mean, if we can be honest.
Shout out to Tennessee.
Oh.
Next, we have Miami Dolphins.
Good barbecue, too.
Anyway, AFC East, number 3 right now, 6 and 7. What do you think about the Miami Dolphins?
Trash. Whole team's trash.
All right, whole team's trash. All right, speaking of trash, the Cleveland Browns, AFC North, Cleveland, Ohio.
You know what?
7 and 6, actually. They have a winning record.
Put them in bad. I'll be nice. And
this year? What's talking about this year?
I know. I'm talking about this year too. This year,
they're bad.
Baker Mayfield is not it. Baker Mayfield is not it. The offensive line is not it. The defense, okay, I get with that with Myles Garrett. He's going to get attention and double team on mostly every play. But at the end of the day, you had one good season last year for the first time for as long as I've been around, and that's been 26 years. Yeah, you did decent last year. But this year, no. Baker Mayfield is not your future starting quarterback. Your whole franchise blamed Odell Beckham, and what's he doing in Los Angeles, who we'll get to later on? He's putting up touchdowns. Mm-hmm. It was so bad. You had Odell's dad talking crap about Baker Mayfield.
Damn.
You had the mayor of Cleveland talking bad about Baker Mayfield.
Mm-mm-mm.
Even diehard fans know that deep down inside, Gardner Minshew is who they wanted Baker Mayfield to be. Mm-mm. And that's bad. And speaking of Gardner Minshew, his former team,
the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Why did you leave the team? Thank you.
Yeah, they're 2 and 11.
When you fire your head coach 13 weeks into the season and you put out the report that you're not even going to pay him the rest of his contract, you have reached a new level of savagery. Mm-hmm. New level. Now, Jacksonville is so crazy because just 3 or 4 years ago, they were in the AFC Championship. Mm-hmm. You're talking about from the highest of highs to the lowest of lows.
No, highs of highs back to the lowest of lows.
Yeah, pretty much. Back to the lowest of lows because other than Mark Brunell and Blake Bortles, mm-hmm. and Jalen Ramsey was good, mm-hmm. they literally let Calais Campbell walk in free agency. And now he's out here doing great with Baltimore. But the Jaguars, they're just a team that Jacksonville, they say, you know what? Miami has the Dolphins. Tampa Bay had the Bucs. 2 teams who won Super Bowls. You know what? Let's show the Jaguars some love. Let's show them some love.
Anyway, let's go to the Cowboys, Dallas Cowboys.
Jesus Christ. How about them average Cowboys who are going to miss another Super Bowl this year?
I mean, they're 9 and 4 this year.
In that division?
I mean, they're 9
and 4. That division?
They're 9 and 4.
They almost lost to a team with no name.
Which we will get to.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're a good team. I don't think they're average.
Well, okay.
We're going off this year's team. This year's stats. Okay. So we got to put them in.
And we're going by this year. Okay, I'll put them in good.
Even though I don't like I hate the Cowboys.
I can't. I can't stand the Cowboys. I can't stand the fans.
I got to give them some credit this year. 9 and 4.
Mm-hmm. I'll give them credit. Okay, I guess. I'll be nice.
Speaking of not nice, the Minnesota Vikings.
The team that couldn't even beat the Detroit Lions.
I say they're trash.
They are.
They're very trash.
Dalvin Cook and Justin Jefferson is carrying this franchise. The coach needs to be fired. Kirk Cousins needs to be let go of. He is not your future. They lose games in the most bizarre ways. And that's from a guy who's seen the Lions play for a long time. It just don't make sense.
Right. Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Oh, yeah. Let's put them in God's here. Let's just do that.
Tom Brady and these other Buccaneers.
Mm-hmm. It's Tom Brady. It's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers starring Tom Brady.
Featuring Tom Brady.
Mm-hmm.
All right. San Francisco 49ers. They are 3rd in the NFC West, and they're 7 and 6.
They're just there.
They're average.
You know what they're like? You ever driven by one cat and you saw that it was like a stray cat and it was on the side of the freeway and you wanted to take it home, but then again you think to yourself, I already have enough stuff at home anyways, and you just leave it there because you don't really care too much for it. Yeah. That's what those 49ers are. It's like, I mean, yeah, you're great, you're playing in Silicon Valley, that's nice, but you're just there. You're just there. So
yeah. Yeah, they're just there to me. I don't even care about them this year.
They're just there.
Uh,
Only person I care about is Brandon Ayuk because I have him on my fantasy team. That's only why I'm even invested in any of the games.
Atlanta Falcons. The Falcons of Atlanta. Shout out to my man Terrell, who's working for the Falcons right now.
Yeah, you know, the Falcons, Arthur Blank, he's a great owner, great CEO. But this team ain't got no future. They got no backup plan for when Matt Ryan retires. They got nothing. This team is literally the NFC and NFL's whipping boy.
Mm-hmm.
They got some of the best fans. They got one of the best stadiums in the league. Ladies and gentlemen, Atlanta United sells out their stadium more than the Falcons do. Let that sink in.
Sure do.
Pathetic.
Speaking of pathetic, we were gonna have a great season. And I'm saying a great season. It was based on their defense.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to my friend Dylan Hayes, who's on this team.
Mm-hmm.
The Baltimore Ravens. Now, everybody, when I say everybody injured, I think John Harbaugh sprained his ankle yesterday. That's how bad it is.
He probably sprained his ankle, by going through the ice.
Oh, God.
I mean, the entire running back core is injured. Mm-hmm. They had to get Devontae Freeman. And I didn't know he was still in the league.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he was playing in the CFL. It was bad. Mm-mm. But the Ravens, I mean,
let's take a break right now. I just looked at my not DoorDash, but my Instacart order. Let me tell you what this person. This is like it's a what the hell moment, and it's like God save the Queen / thank you Jesus moment. It's like you replaced my Hawaiian Punch order with Tahitian Treat. I was like, what do you? Okay, I'm good. I'm good. Mm-hmm. So shout out to Tahitian Treat.
Yes.
A great fruit punch soda.
Yeah. I'm not going to put the Ravens in the bad category. I'm going to put them in average. And here's why. The Ravens are playing just like the Steelers played past Thanksgiving last season. They were doing good for the first few weeks, but after Thanksgiving, they have fallen off a cliff.
That's true.
And that ain't good.
Speaking of falling off a cliff, the Chicago Bears.
Trash. Move on.
The Cincinnati Bengals.
The Bengals are the Bungles, and they always will be the Bungles.
Yeah, no, I'm putting them where they team.
I'm not gonna say.
I'm putting them down there.
If we're going off of this year,
I'm putting them down there.
I'll put them in.
Remember whose show you're on. Putting them down there.
There's a couple other teams you can put on there too.
Where?
The next team.
The Texans. I mean, they're thinking. Okay.
Yeah.
Why are they team?
About to don't lie to me.
Speaking of who, why are they team? We're gonna put them
down there. Okay. Now wait a minute. Now
we're gonna put the Indianapolis Colts and why are they team?
Okay, I'm not gonna put that.
They only won one Super Bowl play.
I'll put them in average.
I'll put them average too.
I'll put them in average team. Jonathan Taylor. You talk about someone who's carrying the offense. Jonathan Taylor is going to be in the league for a very long time. Now Carson Wentz, we don't know. Offensive line, great. Defense, great. Wide receiver core, great. I think it might be a couple pieces away from actually winning the whole thing, in my personal opinion. But
speaking of teams who are going to win the whole thing, the Los Angeles Rams.
They're good.
They're great. What are you talking about?
They're good.
They're great. They're going to the playoffs. They're going deep in the playoffs.
Not the way they've been playing the last couple of weeks.
Have you seen what they've been doing?
I mean, do you see?
They got the pieces. They just got to play with them right. When the playoffs happen, it's going to happen. You heard it here first on the KrisCross Corner podcast that they're going to go to the NFC Championship against Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
I want you to archive that exact moment when you said that because
it's archived right now. It's on the podcast. You heard it right here first on the podcast.
All right, because if that don't happen, I want to.
We're doing our postseason thing.
Well, it better be.
I'm about to stack up points all day, all night. What? I'm playing. What is this? The Chargers.
Yes.
Los Angeles Chargers.
Let me say this. They're not bad. They're not average.
Anyway.
I'll say they're good. And here's why. Justin Herbert is amazing. Austin Eckler is amazing. This year with how the AFC is, I mean, in the first half of the season, we thought they was going to potentially win win the division. But now it's kind of a toss-up because the Chiefs, spoiler alert, they're playing like the Chiefs that we all know and love. They won like their last 7 games. But I think the Chargers, they still got some work to do.
Yeah. The Kansas City Chiefs are playing great just because they're great.
I mean, they weren't looking great the first half of the season.
I mean,
I don't know who the defensive coordinator is, but something has gotten into the defense. They're actually playing like a defense. They actually remember how to play defense.
they sure do.
I couldn't believe it. I cannot believe it.
We got the Saints next of New Orleans.
Oh, they ain't the Saints this year. They're the Aints.
They're trash.
Mhm.
All right.
And only because the first year after Drew Brees, but injuries, poor play, Taysom Hill again. That's all I'm gonna say. But I'm Kamara, shout out to you because you have been helping me out in fantasy football all year. That's my boy.
All right, let's get on a plane to ERW/Newark, New Jersey, and head up the turnpike to the Meadowlands, aka East Rutherford, New Jersey, to MetLife Stadium, where these two teams play: the New York Giants and the New York Jets.
The New York Giant piece of trash that landed from a jet. Well, put both of them in trash. Let's just move on.
No, the Giants belong in trash. However, the Jets, the fucking Jets, go in. Why are they a fucking team?
The bad thing. The Jets have been looking for a franchise quarterback since Joe Namath. We weren't even alive. Our parents were like probably 4 or 5 years old. That's how bad it was. I don't know what it is with the Jets and the Giants, but like my thing is, you play in the same stadium in a different city, but you're just trash.
Trash.
I can't even name not one person who plays for the Jets. And Saquon Barkley, I feel so sorry for him because even the football guys are saying, because you play for the Giants, we are going to literally tear your body up every single year that you can't even play a full season. That's what's literally going on right before our very eyes. And it's sad because he's a great player when he's healthy.
Right.
But if you're playing for the Giants or Jets, you're never going to be healthy. And I still never forgot the butt fumble. And I never will forget the butt fumble. It seems like an eternity that the Giants have won 2 Super Bowls in 5 years.
It's true.
It has been an eternity since the Jets were even relevant. And now when it comes to Come On Man on ESPN Countdown.
And speaking of relevancy, the Carolina Panthers.
I'm back to being a bad team.
Yeah, I put them in bad. They're not trash, but they're not.
Cam, I love Cam Newton. I really do. But, you really see how bad this team is when Christian McCaffrey is not on the field. They can't do anything. They got Sam Darnold out of New York, out away from the Jets. And for the first 3 weeks of the year, we thought they were doing good. They were undefeated. We was like, oh, stop, they may actually do something. But then Sam Darnold remembers, oh, wait, I'm Sam Darnold, and I used to play for the Jets. And the curse of the Jets strike in Carolina, in the Queen City. So I'm sorry, Panthers. It's been a rough few years.
It's been
rough since Super Bowl 50. It really has been. And speaking of another team that's been rough for.
Speaking of Queen City, we're going to get on a plane and go to King County, Washington, to Seattle. And the Seahawks. Shout out to Frazier. I've been watching it on Peacock. Season 1 and 2. Shout out to Dr. Frazier Crane. And let's just put the Seahawks in bad this year. They're just bad. They're really bad.
Yeah, I'm putting them in trash this year, man. I'm sorry.
No, they're not trash. They're just bad.
The defense is bad.
Compared to what they've been.
The defense is bad. They're probably going to lose Russell Wilson after this year. They may even lose Pete Carroll after this year. They might lose. And you know what? While we're at it, let's throw in the offensive coordinator in there. Why not?
Right.
It's bad, man.
Speaking of bad, the Las Vegas Raiders.
The Las Vegas, the Los Angeles, the LA Raiders, the Oakland Raiders, the Tampa Bay Raiders and such. Why is that almost every single year? It's like this. The Raiders do so good for the first 3 weeks. And shout out to Max Crosby, by the way, because he used to play at Eastern, my alma mater. Well, our alma mater. But ever since the whole thing with John Gruden happened, you talk about falling off of a cliff. It's been falling off of a cliff. But you know what? I don't know, man.
It's just bad.
It just, I mean, the stadium's great. Don't get me wrong, but it's like, geez, almighty. It's like, can you keep the same energy that you played the first 4 weeks of the season for the whole season? Can you do that? Please, please. Not for my sake, but for your fans' sake, who live in Nevada to begin with, who may have to pay $30 just for food, and that's being nice.
Speaking of Nevada, I've been going through the desert on a horse with no name, aka team with no name, the Washington.
Oh, that's a good segue. I like
football team.
They're just there.
You know what?
I'm not gonna say they're trash.
There's so many weeks left in the NFC East that they might win the championship. They might win the NFC East.
Okay, I ain't gonna say they're gonna win the East, but they might even sneak in as a wild card, and that's a crazy thing.
No, they might win the East,
which is why I can't put the Cowboys in the good category because of that division. They almost lost to Washington last week, and I turned the game off. I was watching Married at First Sight in regards to watching that game. Yes, I'm going to admit that. And I turned back on the game, and I'm like, oh, my God, Washington's about to win.
Right.
Dak was like, you know what? I don't know what to do with this ball. Hey, number 52, maybe you know what to do with it. Take it.
Take it.
Can I get a big pick six? Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Denver Broncos.
First of all, rest in power to Demaryius Thomas. Rest in power to the brother. You lost Von Miller this year. The defense is actually straight. But you talk about an imposter. Ladies and gentlemen, they started off 4-0.
They have a winning record. They have 7-6.
But do we care?
Yes, they have a winning record. They're right behind the Chiefs.
They're just there. They put them in average.
Average, they're average team?
They're an average team. They're an average team. I drafted Jerry Jeudy in my fantasy lineup. He ain't been doing that much for me. Teddy Two Gloves, he's all right. They're still looking for a franchise quarterback. But the defense is fine. The defense is straight. But I don't know, they're just there.
Right. Speaking of just there, the Eagles of Philadelphia.
I know Will Smith once said, in West Philadelphia, born and raised, but at this point, in West Philadelphia, aches and pain, because that's all that lies in Philadelphia.
Shout out to my boy Bryce Lindsey from the Only Amigos. What up, Bryce?
Because with Philadelphia, I mean, I don't get it. Do you want Jalen Hurts? Do you not want Jalen Hurts? You traded your franchise quarterback to get a guy in the first round, and now you don't think that he's going to be the guy to take your team into the future. What do you want? Please. You can't play with people's emotions like that.
Yeah, you can. But I know a team that does play with people's emotions, and it's the Bills of Buffalo.
They're good, but it's like, I don't know what it is, but Bill Belichick and Tom Brady, they have a stranglehold on this team. Because everybody was like, oh my God, this is finally going to be the year for the Bills to make it to the Super Bowl. But you lost to a rookie quarterback, and they only threw the ball 3 times on a Monday Night Football game. And you lost to Jacksonville.
Okay.
And you lost to the Steelers.
Okay.
But they're too inconsistent. When they're playing really good, they play really good. But when they play really bad, they play really bad. But they're a good team.
Crazy. Anyway. Pittsburgh Steelers.
Man, this one's going to hurt, man.
Pittsburgh Steelers are going to go, in my opinion, they're going to go. The AFC North is just like the NFC East. Anybody can win it.
That's what I'm saying.
So,
if the season ended today,
you know what? I'm gonna put them in good. Put them in good.
Oh, you're just being nice.
They're just gonna sneak in.
You're just being nice.
Sneak in. The
Steelers. This is definitely going to be a year transition because this has been last year, as it should be. The offensive line needs work. Matt Canada's got to go as offensive coordinator. This is a team that you didn't beat the Lions, you didn't lose to the Lions, you tied with the Lions. That's even worse. And they've it's just the offense just look anemic at times. Judah's out for the season. You got Chase Claypool who's celebrating when you get the game on the line. It's just bad. I don't know, man. I just hope things get better in Steel City.
They will. They'll get better in Steel City.
And
in Foxborough, Massachusetts, the Patriots of New England
They're good.
are on a run.
Oh, they're good.
Oh no, they're great. It's Bill Belichick, baby.
Because just when people,
You know what? I'm not gonna put him in good. I'm gonna put God to you. Just because it's Bill Belichick.
you know what? I'm not gonna argue that. Just when people thought that the evil empire was all done, like how it was on episode 4 of Star Wars, there's always episode 5. The Empire Strikes Back. And when the Empire strikes back, it's striking back with a vengeance this year.
It's gonna hit
It's hitting everybody this year.
everybody.
With a rookie quarterback. They traded Stephon Gilmore. And look what they're doing.
Yep.
And they won 2 chips with him. If anybody believes that Bill Belichick is not the greatest coach in the modern era of the NFL, there is something wrong with them. This is a stroke of genius by him. It really is. A stroke of genius. I just hope we get a Patriot. If we got a Patriots and Tampa Bay Super Bowl, that'd be poetic justice.
It would.
It really would be. But will it? I don't know.
We could. I don't know. But Green Bay Packers. Packers of Green Bay.
They're average.
The Cheese heads of not Washington, but Wisconsin.
They're average.
They're not average. They're great. They're going to the playoffs.
They're average.
They're not average. They're a great team.
Well, you know what? We know how this is going to end.
Christopher Byrd, you're going off your heart. I'm going off stats. They are 10-3 NFC North, which means Christopher Byrd, they are literally
Okay. Number one,
they're literally
Aaron Rodgers is 10-3.
No, the Packers. There's one man on the team.
He's been carrying the team for like 15 years.
And the team has 10. They're 10-3.
Okay.
They're number one in the NFC.
And anybody's going to be number one. Well, of course, they're going to be number one in that division. They're always number one.
No, they're number one in the NFC.
Okay.
Literally, out of 16 teams, they're number one.
Well, 15 teams, because I'm not including the Lions.
Yeah, we're including them because they're a team, which means they are a team, which means you need to sit down and do the last team on this tier list, which is the almighty Arizona Cardinals. Which, yes, they are going to be in the God tier because they are God tier.
You know,
you can talk about your Detroit Lions, but don't talk about my Detroit Lions. You can talk about your history. Let's talk about the history of the Detroit Lions. Okay? It's your white friends that said that Jim Caldwell should have been gone. And now what? Now the Lions can't win a damn football game. You want to clown their ass? Then clown their ass. Let's go shoot the damn field. Shit. I'm talking about some damn playoffs. Playoffs? So we can win a damn game. That's for all the teams in Detroit. Pistons, Lions,
what?
Tigers,
What?
Red Wings,
What?
DCFC.
What?
What's going on? I'm sorry, y'all. I had to go on a tangent. I really did have to go on a tangent.
You know, with the Cardinals, I will say this.
Forget the Cardinals.
I will put them in God tier because the offense looks like a juggernaut. And the defense, with the addition of J.J. Watt and Chandler Jones, they're really doing their job. But I just hope that they can actually stay healthy as a full team heading into the postseason. Because they might be able to sneak away that number one spot from the Packers. They might, I don't know, but it is what it is. But this is just to show once again that when it comes to football, there are teams that are just there and there are actual teams. But I think this list is just about right.
That's good.
I think it's just about right.
So yeah, we have the Lions, the Jaguars, the Bengals, the Texans, and the Jets. And why are they a team? Why are they teams, Chris?
And here's the thing. The Bengals are even in this category, and they can very well win the division this year. That's bad.
Speaking of trash, the trash teams are Tennessee Titans, Miami Dolphins, Minnesota Vikings, Chicago Bears, New Orleans Saints, New York Giants, and the Las Vegas Raiders.
Yeah, more like the New Orleans Aints.
Oh, wow. The bad category are the Cleveland Browns, Atlanta Falcons, shout out to Terrell,
Carolina Panthers, Seattle Seahawks, and the Philadelphia Eagles. Average, we have the Cowboys of Dallas. We have San Francisco 49ers, Baltimore Ravens, Washington football team, and the Denver Broncos. The good category, we have the Los Angeles Chargers, the Buffalo Bills, the Colts of Indianapolis, and we have the Steelers of Pittsburgh.
Now, why do you say like that about the Colts?
Why? The Colts. The Colts are a trash team. I don't know why people cheer for them.
I mean, they do got a pretty good running back.
That's all they got.
They got a good running back. Great
until
defense.
Someone goes for his knees.
They got great defense, great offensive line. Carson Wentz, man. But I'm just saying.
The great category, teams that we actually care about. Los Angeles Rams, the Green Bay Packers.
I mean, y'all care about the Packers. I don't care about the Packers. The organization don't care about Aaron Rodgers.
God tier, we have Kansas City Chiefs, New England Patriots, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and the Arizona Cardinals. Shout out to Christopher Byrd for being in the studio today.
It's a pleasure as always.
You got anything you want to say or tell the people?
During this holiday season, enjoy each other.
And that's been another episode of the KrisCross Corner. Please listen to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Anchor. Go to anchor.com/KrisCrossCorner/support. Stay safe, social distance, and be nice to each other.